back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
And we're back. Thank you so much for your patience with us
and
last week.
And for the condolences.
Yeah, and
yes.
for the condolence messages. It was very nice. Our cousin passed away very suddenly. And so it was very shocking. And we all were just kind of not ready to...
And she was taking care of two of our aunts.
Right, yeah. So it was kind of a sticky situation. But... we're doing okay, and thank you so much for your messages. And we are back. It is last weekend of February, last day of February.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, Sunday will be March.
So we have our March plans here.
Oh, fun. Okay. And that's Beth's phone, which she never turns down.
Yes, I do. I just forgot. It's buried
You only
under
turn
all
it
this
down
crap.
after it makes noise during video. Tell me I'm right, audience. Anyway, Eve's going to go first. Usually we do our stories last, but I have to tell you the story about getting these stupid Cokes today. These stupid Diet Cokes. Now, you would look at this and you'd think I've been drinking on this for like an hour, right? No, I have not. I've had one tiny sip.
I had one tiny sip.
Yeah, they are very not full. So here's the story.
I've had lots of sips.
And this is my story of, because you've got the only full one.
Yeah.
My story of the robots are taking over the world and making us all dumb. So I went to the McDonald's. I picked up eggs, and then I went to the McDonald's near the farm where I go. And I call it a robot McDonald's because it's one of those where you walk in and there's only kiosks. You cannot order at the register, and there isn't even somebody up there really. So that's what it's like inside. Well, so I was going through the drive-thru, and I thought, though, that I know there's still humans in there, and I thought they could maybe use their brain. So I pull up to the drive-thru, and now Cokes that used to cost $1 are now what, $1.29, $1.39, something like that.
Still cheaper than anywhere else.
I bought 4, and it cost me $6. So that's whatever. So they hand me, I see that it's one of those robot fillers, right? And I'm looking at them as they're coming through, and he's putting the lids on them, and they are all like this, like not full. Mm-hmm. And I really try not to be a jerk when I go to stores, but I was like, these are all, because all 4 of them were not full. Mm-hmm. And I was like, these are not full. Can I get them
I'm going to
filled?
slip away while you're telling the story.
I'm like, can I get them? And he's like, oh, okay, I'll take them back. And I was like, okay. And I thought that he was going to go like this and put the lid back on. Isn't that what you would do?
Yes.
No, this young man dumped all 4 Cokes out and told the robot to make new ones.
Oh my gosh.
He made Eve's wrong. That's Dr. Pepper, not Diet Coke. And so the robot didn't do that right. And I was sitting there, and I think maybe 2 of them had gone through the robot cycle, and they were not full. And I'm thinking, probably it's supposed to have more ice.
Yeah.
But whatever. But they weren't even done yet, and he goes, can you pull around the corner? And I'm like, for Cokes? And I said, I'm sorry. I said, and he was actively pouring out the ones that he had just handed me. I said, I didn't mean for you to pour those out. They weren't full. And he goes, the machine does it, ma'am.
Oh my God.
And I'm like,
you don't know how
the
to push
machine's
it?
not doing it right. So either, and so I had to pull around the corner and sit there and wait for 4 sodas. And then when the girl came out, I'm like, I really try not to be a jerk. I said, but these also are not full. And the machine's doing it. The robot's not doing it right. I told her. Can you please talk to... I'm not going to call your manager and yell. I'm not trying to yell at you, but I'm just like, someone needs to know, these aren't right. I'm paying so much money for a Coke, and usually you get them and they're so full, because I do think some people in the drive-thru top them.
Mm-hmm.
But
or maybe they put more ice or something like that. Yeah.
Something.
Well, from working at McDonald's before, they tell you to put, in the past, I don't know how it is now, to put ice up to the bottom of the M.
Well, and they have a line.
There's a line.
They have a line in it that says, ice up to here or something like that.
Yeah. Well, and like there's no ice in here.
And-
There's barely any.
Yeah.
So I think I think the ice is the problem.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. I mean, I'm just like, and so I'm like, maybe Eli's right. Maybe you just always just need to go inside and feel your own. But I think even on the inside in those McDonald's there isn't a machine. I think they bring you your Cokes. Anyway, so I'm telling the story first because I'm just like, rah!
And because I took one sip and went,
That's not Diet Coke.
it's Dr. Pepper.
And
I
have
don't
these-
mind Dr. Pepper, but I would prefer not having
Yeah,
sugar in my
and I
drink.
have these little strips because I was afraid to drink mine. So these are, I think I've talked about these before. They're little detector strips that detect sugar in a
And
drink.
mine
And so-
detected sugar.
Yeah,
It's
hers is brown and,
deep
and
brown.
mine is still
Oh
blue.
no, it's real.
Yeah, so I keep those on me for just situations like this. But anyway, moving on. Eve is going to go first.
Yes. I
And-
again am going to be working on Murder in the Garden. I came to an area where I paused for a while because it wasn't matching up right here. And that's why I took out the other little blue spot. And then I said, I'm not frogging all of that because it was something wrong inside here. And I was just, I'm going to fudge it. So, and I hate to fudge it because, you know, the bird has to fit in there. And so I'm going to work on this, but I'm thinking about using a different color than green. I'm thinking about maybe, I don't know, starting a bird or something. I'll think about it. Although I do have some green thread hanging out that I need to finish. I have a finish. I'm calling this a finish. I'm not going to do the border around. I have it upside down.
That's pretty.
So this is Art Deco Spring by Cross Stitching for Fun, and they are called Sunflower something on Etsy. If I remember, I'll give Naomi the name. Because the Etsy closed their shop because one of them was in Russia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
It looks really pretty on that fabric.
yeah, I dyed this.
Screen.
This is 28 count
So pretty.
even weave that I dyed, and I dyed one for summer and I dyed one for fall, but I ran out of fabric, so I never dyed the winter one. Well, guess what I have to do? I'll show you that later.
Oh yes, many of you asked that you would like to see a dyeing video, so we're gonna have
Beth
to.
and I both have to dye some
Oh,
fabric,
okay,
so.
we can plan that. So
Yeah.
stay tuned for that.
And then I had a new start. This was one of my calls for February. And this is the Stitching Parliament, and I decided to
For February or for March? For February?
February.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember looking at it. I thought it was, I hadn't seen it, but it was something I had seen.
She wasn't
so.
paying attention all
Okay,
month.
for February. And I decided to, and I'm doing them as stand-ups, like down here. So this is on 11 count Ada. And I decided to start with specks. Because there's
Because you can
snips.
relate.
There's snips, threads, specks, and hoops. And I just decided to start with specks. And this is how far I got.
Cute.
It's big.
That's so cute.
He's very cute. I like him. And then I have been plugging away at Crazy Stitch We Do Geek. And I kept saying, I'm not going to have enough fabric. I'm not going to have enough fabric. And I measured it and counted it, and no, I'm not going to have enough fabric.
No.
I will have enough, but it'll have like this much margin at the bottom.
Oh no.
So
what are you gonna do?
I figured it that if I scrunch up these, you know, they have really big gaps in between, and I've done the regular gaps up there, but I'm just gonna do like 2 things up, and it should fit okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought, well, I could take out Big Damn Heroes Who Aim to Misbehave But then the first one doesn't make sense. We are loyal and passionate, and then it has the big damn heroes. So I'm gonna just scrunch and deal with whatever the margin is at the very bottom, because I think I needed it to be 18 inches and it's 17 and a half or something like that. And I started it an inch down, and I should have started it half an inch down. So
I was gonna say, if you're gonna frame it, you could always, like add fabric to the bottom to frame. Yeah.
So I am working on the Mockingjay, and I foolishly started this with a DMC, can't remember what it's called, but a DMC thread that is metallic. And when I say foolishly, I should have done it with just one thread instead of two. And so it's kind of lumpy and very stiff. And then while I was doing that, I must have accidentally pulled on a thread here, so I'm gonna have to frog 2 or 3 stitches in the Enterprise and put it back. And I thought, you know what? I think I'll I have some treasure braid that's also gold. I just wanted to get used to this stuff because I wanted to get it out of my stash. But I think maybe I can backstitch it in the treasure braid gold. I think that'll look pretty with that white.
Yeah.
With the Enterprise.
Yeah, make it stand out more. Yeah.
Yeah, the gold makes sense with the Enterprise. So anyway, that's where I am on that. I'm sad and frustrated and wishing I had paid more attention. And then the last thing that I was going to concentrate on, I do WIP-GO, and I do a list where I'm going to concentrate on these two patterns each month. And I did the WIP-GO calls, 5 days on 2 different patterns. And this was the last that I was going to concentrate on, and that is Far Better Things, and some dog is tickling my ankle. Far Better Things by Sweet Wing Studio. And it says, there are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind.
Is that from
Narnia?
Yeah.
And will you stop tickling my leg? And this is how far I am. Now, when I started, all I had was the very top of the lighthouse
Light post.
And I had a couple of these little light things here. You'll be able to see it when you see a picture. And I had most of this that I have now framed here. I haven't done all of the stitching in there. I did have to frog some. I was like, that is just not right. But I fixed it, and I have some thread hanging here because there's snowflakes everywhere, and I'm not gonna. They're just one here, one there, one the other. I'm not gonna count all that. I'm just gonna, as I get down to stuff, I can put it in. So
Yeah. What is it with you and snowflakes, man?
I don't know.
Crazy.
And then I did work some more on, this is Under the Sea Temperature Chart designed by myself for our Etsy shop, Three Sisters Creative. And I finished the coral. I just adjusted it to fit. I didn't have to do tons of adjusting. And I put in a seahorse. He's the wrong color, but he'll be okay. I had taken out this color because I was like, I don't need that color anymore. But I had this one, and I was like, close enough. And so right now I'm putting more of the sandy bottom in. The lobster is going to have backstitching his little long antenna. But I figured I'd finish it all, and then I'll do the backstitching.
You have another lobster. Cool.
Yes, I do. The lobsters are hard because there's a lot of footsie stitching.
Mhm.
Now, shall we talk about Temperature Pets? This is Temperature Pets by JC or Jace Breeze. And I am doing it in this configuration, but I am doing this row that has cats and dogs on it. And I realized as I was stitching that I had gotten the cat wrong, so I had to fix that. That wasn't too difficult. Then I had to count over here because it looks so crazy with the tail. You have to make sure you're getting it all right all the way across, you know.
Yeah,
But the cat looks right, and I just have
Yeah.
one more row on the cat. Today's temperature, which is going to be another orange temperature.
Ugh.
So
Gross. It's so hot.
it's been so hot for February.
Yeah. For those of you who are under like feet of snow, it's 90 degrees here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And it's not
Well, I'm gonna
normally that
complain
warm.
about it.
It's not normally
Yeah.
that warm in February, so yeah. And then I get to start on this cute puppy. Look at him. He's so cute. He's just standing up, wagging his tail.
Is that a puppy or a cat?
It's a dog. It's this one here.
Oh, I
Dog, cat, dog.
see. I see. Yeah, it's a dog, I guess.
Are you sure? It looks like a cat.
Where's the all dog one?
This is the all dog one.
Yeah, so it's a
Oh,
dog.
it's a dog, yeah. But that's an all cat one.
Mm-hmm.
And
So then it's
Oh.
another dog, and then a cat and a cat, and then a dog and a dog, and a
Oh.
cat and a cat and a dog and a cat.
Oh, I see. So it's
a sock and a sock and a
Making
shoe
me think
and
I
a shoe.
started the wrong one.
uh-huh.
So before I talk about March plans, I'm going to talk about my crochet. Let's start with this. Oh, I finished the border all the way across.
Hang on one
This
second.
is the top.
Ugh.
Let's not knock down stuff.
As is our way, traditionally, for now
will
5
cover
years,
Beth.
we will cover Beth.
And once I get it, what is it called when you
Blocked?
Once I get it blocked, we'll take a video down to show you the whole thing. But I finished this border all the way across,
We'll do a close up of the border because it's so pretty.
and I think we did last time.
Maybe.
Last time I showed it, but we
Yeah.
can do it again.
We'll take a picture of this corner. It's very pretty.
Actually, it finished on this corner. Can you tell?
Oh, it's a little.
It's a little wonky. It's a little on the
That's
wonky.
how it go. That's how it be. That's how it be sometimes.
So, yeah.
Here, we can just do a scroll by right now real quick. It's hard with the sun behind it.
Make sure I'm holding the same.
We're not. We're crooked now. I'm just showing all of it, but. And where's the orange soda spill? No, I'm just kidding.
That's in the snowflakes. And there's this. So,
Yeah,
and
that's
this is
cool.
gonna be, I can't fold it up. So unwieldy now. Ugh.
Congrats. That's great.
I was so excited last night. I was like, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to finish
Oh
this.
my gosh. I know the feeling.
And then I've been working on my
Oh, look at those. Wow.
Granny square.
on my
things.
granny squares. This is the one I did last night. This one I don't like, and I may not use it.
Oh, okay.
It's a sunflower, but it's like the sunflower sticks out, and I don't know. I kept trying to do it. I did it like 6 times.
Oh no.
And there's this one. Look at this pansy. It looks like a pansy.
Oh wow.
It tells you the name of the flower that you're stitching, but they may not look right because
Is this the one with the cards?
yeah,
Neat.
poppy.
Oh, that's cute.
If I remember what they are, I say. There's this one. this one,
Dang.
and this one.
Well, yeah,
I
we haven't
don't
seen
remember.
you for 2 weeks, so.
Yeah,
Are you
I
doing
don't.
one a day?
One every day.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to get rid of all this yarn, and I still have. It's like it's like this never-ending story of yarn. This one. And I don't know if I showed you this one last time or not. And then I saw a pattern for making this one, and I said, I have a lot of white. I have a whole bunch of pastel colors,
Oh, that'll be cute.
That's cute.
so I make more of those. And then this one and this one. I might have showed you some of these before. I'm not sure because I don't know.
It's been a couple weeks.
Well, and what
And
with
there's a bazillion
and
of
with
them.
Mondays and all that, so
Right.
I get confused. I'm so confused. So by Monday I'll have 2 more, and I have to hold those back, and so. All right, so there's that. So for my WIP-GO call, one of my WIP-GO calls for March is 5 days on a wolf by Pigeon Coop. I think it's Pigeon Coop, not Pigeon Coop Designs, but I don't know. And this is how far I am right now.
I don't know why I always imagined it was going to be huge. I thought that pattern was going to be like
Yeah,
page
tiny.
size.
But so I'm about halfway. And along with that one, I have to start Art Deco Winter by Cross Stitching for Fun.
Oh, those are pretty.
And I tried to get this to go into Pattern Keeper, and it was going in all wonky. So I had to print it out. And the first print, because it gives you it a whole bunch of different ways, and the first print, it was like this big, and I was like, there's no way. So I printed it again big. I'm going to start on the middle bird. I'm going to try to get some of the middle bird done, but I don't have all of the threads. I have them. They're around, but I have to dye fabric for that. It's not going to be like this one, and the others are very one color and kind of pastel-y, but quite a bit of that is white, and so it cannot be like a pale blue. It has to be deep enough for white to show up on it. The other WIP-GO call is, and I'm just going to flash this. This is Cat Trio. It's a free pattern that I got, and it's designed by Doreen Jones. And
cute.
I'm working on.
Is it like a mosaic kind of look?
It's
Yeah.
full coverage. I'm working on this middle one right here. And this is all I have on that one. Let me make sure I have it right side up. I think that's it. Right there. I didn't get very far. If I were Pam, I would be calling this a BS one.
What does that mean?
Barely started. And the new start I'm going to do for that one is Be Flamazing. This is a free pattern.
Let me see.
Cute.
Yeah.
So I have white, I have black. I'm not talking about the colors, I'm talking about the fabric. And I thought for a while maybe I could stitch it on black, but Beth suggested maybe on blue
Like an ocean.
and like a teal blue or something might be pretty. So
It'd be very Miami.
Yeah.
I have other flamingo. I have tons of flamingo patterns. Let me tell you, on my WIP-GO this year, there's 3. Now, the 2 projects I plan to concentrate on, so 5 days on each of those WIPs, and the other 2 days each for the new starts, and the rest of the time be working on these. And one of them is Moonlit Moth, and it's I put it in March because it was from last year's Nashville. And this is where I am. Let me find out which is the front. This is the front. So I have part of the moon started. It doesn't look like a moon, but I have part of the moon started. Starts here and goes around like this. See, it starts over here and goes around. I found it very challenging, and I think if I was on even weave or something like that, it wouldn't be as much. But it's on Ada, so. And the other thing I'm supposed to concentrate on is Lion Witch in the Wardrobe by Stitching Book Club.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I like
And
that.
I went to, I had it in Pattern Keeper before, and that tablet died since the last time I worked on this. And so I had to put it in again. And I could not find the pattern saved anywhere.
Oh no, like in your email or anything?
Well, it was in the email. Finally, I found it in the email,
Oh,
but it
okay.
wasn't saved on, backed up on my OneDrive or anything like that. I finally found it, and I went. So here it is. I'm about 3/4 of the way done. Maybe half.
Oh, that looks nice. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I love this
I
pattern.
love the fade and the Narnia word.
I gotta make a new little.
Mr. Tumnus.
Make a little Mr. Tumnus.
I love Mr. Tumnus.
But it is a little bit on the challenging side because there's so many color changes.
Yeah. That's what makes it so pretty, though.
Yeah. It's a beautiful pattern. And they actually were only allowed to sell a certain amount of
Do they have one of those for like Lord of the Rings or anything?
I haven't seen one.
Oh, that would be so cool.
She's the same one that designed that Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts
Temperature chart?
temperature chart that I did.
Interesting.
And believe it or not, that's me.
All right. I'm going second.
Wait, I'm trying.
Oh, I forgot one thing.
What?
I now have real glasses.
Oh, yeah. You got a new pair?
I got a new pair of glasses. They have a little bit of distance vision, but mostly up close stuff.
All right. I'm going next. I have a giant finish. So my goal was to finish this gray sweater for last Tuesday night's concert. And it was absolutely the last day I could possibly wear it this year because it was cool in the morning and I wore it to work.
Pencil.
And then I had to take it off because we were sitting outside and it was pretty warm in the evening. But then as the sun went down, I started to get cold. So I'm like, I'm going to go to my car. I have to wear the thing. So I got to wear it for the evening. So here is my finished gray sweater.
It's beautiful.
So that's the neckline. And here's the sleeves.
So you got to wear it once.
And, well, yeah, but that's okay.
You
And
knew
here's
it
the
was
bell
going to be
sleeve.
close.
Yeah. And it really has a really pretty nice fit. It's not quite as, even after it blocked, it's not quite as loose as I was kind of wanting it in the body, but it looks nice. It's not sloppy or anything. And so, I have a photo I'm gonna put here. Let me see if I can. I have a photo of it once I joined the. Yeah, here it is. So here's a picture of. I'll put it on the screen. When I joined the sleeves to the body. And I talked about it a lot. It's hard to visualize. So basically, you take, with the exception of certain stitches in the underarm, you take all the outside sleeve stitches and the body stitches, and join them together. And then once you do that, then you work on the. It's hard to see there. the decreases here. And I did the book I used has several that you can choose from. And since this was such a plain stockinette sweater, you see I chose the decorative decreases here.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get to a certain spot, you hold front stitches right here, and then you do back and forth for the back of the neck, so that you see how the back comes up higher than the front. And that's what you want. So I really like making sweaters this way. And then you, as we talked, one of the viewers was asking about the Kitchener stitch. You Kitchener under the arm here, and I think one side looks better than the other, but that's this. You can kind of tell that it's Kitchener there. I think that's the bad one. This one looks a little better. But what's really nice, maybe this is the bad one. I don't know. But usually if you do Kitchener right, you can just really not see it. But what's nice about the Kitchener stitch, I just really, because you're able to kind of close up the little gaps that you have on either side. So the underarms aren't gappy, which I really like. So finished sweater.
Yay!
Yay. I got to wear it to work, and that was fun. So I finished that, and because I was going gangbusters on that sweater, I ignored my temperature tree. Although I did pick it up right out because I was lost. As soon as I finished that sweater, I'm like, what do I do with myself? What do I do? What do I do? But I did do more of January here, so I've got a little bit more. I'm behind. Yes, I'm behind, but that's okay. And I would be less behind. What is it? I'd be less behind if I'd done it right the first time. So I had to take one leaf out because I got mixed up on the days and I put the wrong color, and I could have left it, but I decided not to.
Who is it by?
This is by Stitching Mommy, temperature tree. And I was going to work on it today, but I forgot my iPad, and that's where the pattern is. And the other thing I've been doing with my knitting nerves is working on the hat. So this is the cable beanie. I finally, I don't know why it took me so long, finished knitting 5 inches. I'm like, this is the longest 5 inches I've ever knit in my life. For a folded up brim like this. And then once I got the 5 inches, you can see right here is cable. Yeah. This yarn is not ideal for this pattern because there's cabling in this, but it's hard to see. Once it's completely done in the crown, I think you'll be able to see it more, and it won't really matter. Can you see it right here? The cables. It's hard to see, right?
No.
Because of the variegation in the yarn.
I can because
the
you're telling me.
Yeah,
I can because you're telling me.
Yeah, but it'll just be an all over black hat with a little bit of detail and whatever. Anyway, so I just was like, I need to keep working on something with my knitting fingers to keep it going. So I'm working from so I have a cable needle that I bought. I bought a set of these. They have little grooves in them. I've seen others that are different, and I bought these not having ever experienced them. It's a wooden needle. I think it's Knit Picks. And there's this size and there's a bigger size. And I actually hate that. I hate it. Because the reason there's grooves is so that it doesn't slip out. Makes sense. However, it makes it more hard when you have to use it. Because you have to get the yarn out of those grooves. So it's kind of a pain in the butt, but whatever. This is my cable needle for this half.
UV needles.
Yeah. And so I've been doing that. And then I decided on my next big project. And this is how it went down. I finished that sweater on Saturday night a week ago. And I knew I wanted to wear it on Tuesday, which means I needed to block it then, right? Like Saturday, I was weaving in all the ends, and it was all completely done. Every end was woven in, everything. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to put this thing in the water. We're going to get it soaking, and then we'll have it blocked. I was going to block it Saturday night, so it would have all day Sunday, all day Monday to dry. I didn't have any wool soap. I remembered that I had used my last Eucalyptus like the last time, whenever that was. So I'm like, so I was like, Mark, look on Amazon. Can you get me Eucalyptus by tomorrow? And he was like, nope. The latest I get is Monday. I'm like, that's too late. So, and I had to work Sunday. So on my way to work, I stopped at the yarn shop. And they have turned it all around. It's so beautiful. And they have all new kinds of lines of yarn. And it was like, oh, I was almost late to work because I was just like, wow.
I have to look.
I know. So, but while I was there, I saw that they are carrying Noro yarns, which it's a Japanese line of yarns. They're gorgeous. And I remember, and they had a Noro yarn in a DK weight, and I remembered this sweater, these style of sweaters I've been wanting to knit for a long time. It's called a knit swirl. Talked about it probably if you go back in our archives and care enough, you would find me talking about it. But one of them that I wanted to make, I thought it was that yarn because I knew it was DK weight, and I thought, okay, but these yarn, they're big like this, and they're $54 a ball.
Holy moly.
And so I was like, oh my gosh. Because the reason you want them is they have long color changes, which is what you want with this sweater. And then, so I was like, okay, now that they have it, I didn't buy it. I was like, now that they have that, I'm going to go and I'm going to look at the pattern and I'm going to see exactly how much this is going to cost because, I need to plan it. And I went to look at the pattern and it was like 11 balls. And I'm like, no, that can't be right. So I was reading further and it's actually Noro Silk Garden, which they don't carry. And Noro Silk Garden is wool, silk, and mohair mixed. So it would have a very different drape than that Noro DK that I saw. I would need less of those, but it would be 100% wool. And I really like the drape of the look of this sweater, so I want to go with the Noro Silk Garden. So I found it online, and actually I think I'll need between 11 and 13 balls of it, but it's only like, the total would only be 100 and 150, something like that. So I was like, I put a petition in with the committee, and the committee is going to let me know when will be a good time. But this is the sweater I want to make.
The committee never says no. He says when.
Not right now. Right, exactly. So this is this is a knit swirl jacket. This one's called Fiesta Forest, and this is made in like this loud kind of rainbow color. There's another view of it, and I have this whole book of these knit swirl jackets. And Eve, look, what it is here's another picture of it. Let's see.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, what it is you make it you start it from the outside in a circle like this, and you knit like, I think you knit 5, and then you purl 5, and you knit 5, so it makes welts like this, and you go in a spiral like this in a swirl till you get to a certain point, and then you bind off for the neck, I guess. And I have read through the pattern now a couple of times. I've been like trying to learn it so I could grasp it in my head. But then after a point, you make the back of the shoulders and the sleeves, so it's all one piece. And then you basically just seam up like this, and then over the back, and then down the other arm. So it's just a one seam sweater, and then it has that, because it's a circle or ovals they have also, it has that flare and that fit. You can do, it's really more like a polygon shape, because it's edges like this, but it's called a circle, a centered circle, an off-centered circle, a centered oval, or an off-centered oval. So that, and what they mean is like where the hole is for the neck. So if you do like a centered oval sweater, which is like shaped like this, that top part becomes a very deep cowl neckline. Whereas if you do an off-centered one, the cowl is, the top part is less so. So like there's a picture of this sweater, this one this one is a centered circle, and it shows the girl in one photo, I don't think I have it here, with it kind of over her head, kind of like a hood. It's such a big collar, and I just really dig that. So the yarn I found, I don't want to use that particular colorway, and I think it's actually discontinued. But it's this color called, I can't remember what it's called now. Oh, Nikaho, I don't know how to say it. But it's browns and blues and blacks. See, this is the color.
Oh, I like that.
So I think this would be sophisticated. I could wear it to work, and it wouldn't be so crazy like the. I like the rainbow color, but I really love this. I love this. You can wear it with jeans. You can wear it with black pants. You could wear it. I could wear it to a concert. I could wear it. Yeah, wherever.
And then your daughter can steal it from you.
Like Mom used to say, you can dress it up. You can dress it up.
I know. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about this, and
I can picture that as a sweater in her climate that she would wear a lot.
Who, Hannah? Yeah. Well, this one's for me.
I know. I know. I'm just saying. And that here your opportunities to wear.
Yeah, but sweater. Arizona is really sweater.
Well, yeah, because it's cold in the mornings.
Cold in the mornings. Well, I have a collection in my back seat already in my car. So anyway, that's what's coming down the pike, and I don't know. I finished that gray sweater, and I got really excited to do another kind of big project. And I've been wanting to make a knit swirl for a long time, and in my little feeble brain, I am spinning yarn to make one out of 100% hand spun, my own yarn wool with that Naomi wool, and also some Cotswold gray that I have. Anyway, but that is like, I'll be 90 when I'm done with that. But this, I'm like, I want to do it. I want to do one. I want to make one right now. I want to figure out how to make that pattern, figure out what it feels like, how it works, and everything. And so I'm excited about that. And I think the wool silk mohair blend will be a beautiful drape. The silk will make it so nice.
I like that. I like that drape on that.
Yeah, and the mohair will make it so soft, and
So
I'm excited.
So at one of the schools that I teach at, they have the lost and found in 2 bins out front. And they're piled like this with jackets.
Yes. Only in Arizona, because you do not think about a jacket at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
They lose it out on the playground because
it's too hot.
They take it off to play, and
they get warm while they're playing, and they take it off.
It's everywhere.
And they're not cold, so they don't put it back on.
Right, exactly. All right, so that's me. I'm done.
Okay. So I have like 3 finishes. Yeah, and it's exciting. So the barn owl, last time I was almost finished with it. I just had a few, I think a few of the leaves and stuff like that, the branches and stuff I had just to go, and I finished it. I finished it like, I don't know, like maybe Tuesday or something like that.
Yeah, I think you talked about it.
I
thought you talked about it last week.
I couldn't remember whether I had finished it or almost finished it or whatever.
I told her, just say, I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
No, I think I remember you posting that picture. I remember putting it on.
But
anyway.
Yeah. So.
Nice.
But yeah, so I finished all the leaves and all the everything else on there. And so of this set, the only one I have left now is the eagle. And
when she says this set, she means
set of 3, of the 12. So I think I finished 5 of the 12. So yeah. So I have this eagle left. And so I'm coming along just in time to, start the new set one, But so that's the barn owl. And then my so I had my new starts for. Oh well, I was gonna say that before I get to that, what I've been working on today is the Winter Woods Biscornu, which was my the first thing I was working on in February. And I had, this is the one with the bird with the crooked legs, because I did this branch wrong. And so, and actually I did this branch wrong, which made this branch wrong.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm having to fudge here and there. You know, when I did this owl last time, I had to add a row to make his legs long enough, because he sits right on the edge of this border. And then down here with the fox, I had to do the same thing. I made his legs like one square longer so he could sit on this border here. But hopefully, this is not wrong yet. I think this branch is in the right place. At least it starts in the right place. I don't know if it's right all the way down.
But none of that makes your border wrong, right?
No, the board. No, because I thought I had a very sick feeling as I was working on this. I thought, what if I counted the border wrong? Because I thought if it's because I think it's 119 long, this border, and I thought, did I count that right? Maybe I counted it wrong, and that's why everything's wrong. And so I recounted it again, because I was just like panicking in the middle of the night.
Oh gosh.
But so I counted it again, and it's, the border is correct. And so yeah, so like I said, I'm having to fudge here and there, you know, because I thought, you know, because everything I had to start this fox. His ears, you know, are part of that branch. So I mean, you know, like they touch the branch. So I kind of had to put him in the right place. I mean, according to the branch, but the branch is wrong. So you know, anyway, so I'm fudging as I go along. But I had already hit my goal, you know, at the beginning of the month, and since I had this, you know, past several days, I just went ahead and worked on it some more. So I finished the fox, except for the things like French knots for the eyes, and there's some long stitching and stuff like that go here and there. Like this bird right here is supposed to have some long stitching for his beak, and all these little red things are berries, and they're supposed to have they have long stitches for the stems to connect them. But otherwise, like all the little details, you know, in these animals are done. Right now I'm working on what is this? Ferret. The ferret. He doesn't have feet yet, but I think he's correct. You know, he'll hit the border correctly. And so yeah, so I have like I want to work on the border at some point so I can finish it, and because I have not put in this fourth branch here, because this is when I discovered it, everything was wrong. But yeah, so I'm working on the ferret right now, so I have just like today basically to finish working on that. So, and this was this is by the Blue Flower. This, of course, is Cottage Garden samplings. This is by the Blue Flower. This was for the Jingle Ball this past December. And yeah, this is I think it was the model was done on 32 count. This is 28 count. It was going to be gigantic. But even on 32 count, it would have been very big.
Sleep on it. You could make it a pillow.
So
Your cat can sleep on it.
so this is, you know, coming along, and yeah, I'm having to fudge basically like every animal. So then my new starts for February. One was the Quilted Ponciera by Heartstring Samplery. This is a freebie at the Jingle Ball. And I didn't do it on white. I did it on, this is one of the even weave
That's so tiny.
fabrics that we got
Oh
from
my gosh.
the little grab bags that Vicky sent us. This was, I think, 36 count. Even I sat there with you know, trying to like, is this 32 or is it 36? I don't know. I think it's 32. No, I think it's 36. No, I think you know. So we determined that this one was 36 count, and it did seem like it was very tiny. So I stitched this 1/2, and the colors on it are all they're like I think color and cotton and weeks, something like that. Color and cotton. I don't know. Something. But, yeah, and weeks. But in the two darker reds in the middle, my particular threads were very similar. So you don't really see the change. The difference is very, very subtle, even on the model. So, but it came out very nicely, I think, especially on this blue. It just really looks very pretty. But it's a little tiny. It's only 49 by 49, so I was able to finish it very quickly. My other new start for February was this diamond painting, this elephant. I think it's just called Colorful Elephant or something like that.
What did you get done? Let me see.
I just did just one color. You can just barely see this dark blue here.
But how much did you get done of it?
Did you do all of it? Just
Not
that
all of
corner?
it.
Oh,
No,
I see.
just the corner and then some down here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you peeled it that far
That's
back?
fine.
I'm doing it like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also started mine and I just went across the bottom. Neat.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Good for you
So
for
there's
trying
that.
something new.
Yes. And then, so since I had the rest of this month, and I kind of, didn't want to do the diamond painting because, when I did this part, I did it just in my room lying on my bed, and it was kind of like
You have
every
to have
once
a
in while-
table.
Yeah, every once in a while I send a few of the little things, flying, so I had running back in there. But anyway, but then, like I said, I had some time left, and so before I got back to the Winter Woods Biscornu, I had worked on this Starry Night Biscornu for cross stitch camp, and this was the August one, I think. This is by Cosford Rising, and the prompt was stitch something new to you, and I'd never done a pattern by Cosford Rising before, so this was new, and it stuck with my theme of another one I did was Celestial Sisters Biscornu by Plum Street, that is has a daytime and a nighttime side. I don't know if it's a Biscornu or if it's just.
It's a Biscornu.
Yeah, but so this one, Starry Night, is also like a nighttime kind of thing, sun and moon and all that, and so when I did it in August, I did all the stitching, but not the little border around the outside. So some time ago, earlier this year, or last year, 2025. I stitched the border on this piece, on the front piece. And so, since like I said, I had time to kill, I did the border stitching on the back piece. So now it's actually finished. I just have to, stitch it together. So yeah, so this little stitch up here tells me this is the top, and this stitch down here tells me that's the middle. But yeah, so there's sun and moon, and then a whole bunch of celestial stuff, swirls and stars and constellations and stuff like that. So anyway, so that's finished. And then, I think I don't know if I showed this is the Winter Woods Biscornu pattern, sorry. Anyway, so then for March, I have 2 more of the, what do you call it? Celestial, I almost said celestial seasonings. No,
Cottage garden.
cottage garden samplings. I got celestial on my mind. So these two are, I finished the raccoon, I think, was the one that I showed. Yeah, the raccoon was the finish I had last month. So these two are also on this set of 3, the ferret and the bear. And the ferret, this one, I finished the ferret himself, and I just had to do the all the fronds and flowers and stuff on the outside. The bear, I think I did a lot of the fronds, but I have not finished the bear himself. So that is, these two are my March WIPs. So there's the ferret, and he's all done except for the flowers and stuff. And then the bear, a lot of the flowers and things are cattails are done, but the bear is not done. So I have my work cut out for me. I'm undoubtedly going to finish the ferret. The bear, I'm not quite as sure about because there's just a lot of stitching. And then for my new starts, I have this punch needle kit that I bought. I bought it for December and I just never did it. So this is a punch needle snowman. It's this little snowman, and it comes with like a thing for making a hat and stuff like that. And so I think the actual punching part is just the little snowman's face. Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, it comes with a little punch tool. And then, so it has like pom-poms and stuff to make the hat, so the hat you make separately. And I think the punched part is like his eyes and carrot nose and his mouth, and then the white snowball of his face. Yeah, so it's a kit. It comes with all the stuff. So
I think
I think
once you start punch needle, it'll appeal to you because it's very much like cross stitch.
Yeah, and I think the fabric is printed.
I would hope so.
Yeah, probably it has to be.
Yeah, printed. Yeah, which makes it very easy.
Did
for
you
me.
ever do latch hook?
No.
Oh.
No.
I was gonna say.
And then my other new start is one of my crochet kits. This is a snail, and it comes with all the stuff, the threads and the stuffing for his little back and his head. But yeah, so we shall see how brave I am. But that's me.
You like those kits, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did this and I did it all the wrong way. Instead of being this way, I did it this way. I thought I was on the top and I was on the side.
All right. Well, that brings us to our question of the week. Last time we had a question we asked about Nashville. We got a few answers. Some are refraining. Some are because they have enough to do. Some are
I was going to refrain and I gave in.
I am not refraining.
Yes, we know. So thanks for those comments. Today we want to ask you, since March is starting, what are your March plans? Are you switching to like spring kind of projects? Are you making plans for warmer weather? We already have warmer weather. I know many of you don't. But what are your March plans in terms of your crafting? Are you starting new projects? Are you trying to finish? I know some, like there's a whole knitting thing that is finished in February. I guess I participated this year because I finished a sweater. But so did you? Now that February's over, what are your plans for spring / March / your next?
Are you taking a couple of weeks off of your stuff for spring break?
Yeah.
Spring break happens and it puts a dent in people who,
Yeah.
they have to pause everything and have to pause
Yeah.
and go on vacation.
Yeah.
You know, some people you plan on stitching on vacation, you take all your stuff and then you don't because you're busy.
Well, I'm already
doing-
trying to plan. What am I going to take when I go to Chicago in May? What am I going to take? What am I going to take with me? Who knows? That's a long way away. But yeah, so let us know. What are you doing?
I was gonna say when my cousin Judy, that my cousin that passed away, when she was getting married, I was in graduate school, and her wedding was the weekend, one of the weekends of my spring break, and so my friend Janet and I invited her to come with us, and to come with me, and because I thought we could spend spring break in Galveston, you know, like cool people, spend their spring break in South Padre Island or down in Florida or whatever. And so she and I flew down to Galveston, and it rained
The whole time.
the whole time we were there. I think there was like, I think when my aunt picked us up, we were able to sort of drive around. I think we went to the beach like one day or something like that, and then it was kind of cloudy and overcast. We went, did some sightseeing and stuff, and then the day of Judy's wedding, it poured.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So so our spring was kind of we did go to the beach long enough to get a little sunburned, and Janet is very, very, very light skinned, and
It's not hard to get sunburn in Galveston.
yeah,
Yeah.
and she had put like sunscreen on, except for like I think she had like sunburned things
gosh.
between her fingers.
Oh no.
Yeah, but otherwise it was fun. And then I think the day we left it was sunny.
Yeah, of
At
course.
some point, we need to ask, what's the weirdest sunburn you've had? I went on a cruise where a guy put on sunscreen, and to do his back, he just went like this, and so he had a handprint of not sunburned. It was like one handprint, not sunburned on his back, and everything else on his back was sunburned.
That's hysterical. Oh my gosh. All right. So you said you had a story, Eve?
I do. On top of everything else that's going on with the family, we had a water leak in our house from the tank in the main bathroom, and which is best in my bathroom. And fortunately, when we noticed the leak, it was just more than damp, but you could tell that there was water on the floor, but it wasn't a flood. And I was like, well, what is that? And I asked Robert when he came home. I waited up for him because I told him, we've got a problem. Houston, we have a problem. and so he was looking at it, and we tightened a screw because I said, I feel a spray on my hand back here. And
the toilet was slightly wobbly, so we thought maybe it's that, that it's not seated right or something.
So I told him, we better see what's going on. We better call the insurance company or something. And then I said, you know what? Let me check my closet.
Yeah.
Because my closet backed the bathroom. And I touched it with my foot, and the carpet was wet. And I took stuff out of the closet, and it was wet the entire length of the closet. Not squishy carpet, but very, very damp carpet. And unfortunately, the only thing that got damaged was a cardboard box that the stuff inside was fine. Well, I'm assuming it was fine. I haven't looked in it. and all of my clothes were up high, and I had a
That's
comforter
good.
on the floor that was in a plastic bag. So, I didn't even check the comforter because it was in a plastic bag.
Yeah.
So we've had remediation people coming, and right now in my closet, everything that was in my closet is now on my bed, so I am sleeping on the couch. I was going to sleep in our 4th bedroom, but they had these giant fans going that were so loud that
And
you couldn't.
hot, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, they made the house really hot. We have now no sink. They reset the toilet just to make sure that we had a toilet because we, one bathroom for, that wasn't going to work. So there's no sink in there, so we can't, to brush your teeth or,
Moving out here using the
The kitchen sink.
kitchen
Yeah.
sink.
And so last night I tried. The fans are gone because they've ripped out the wall and all that. Last night I tried to sleep on that blow up bed that
Yeah.
you gave us. I tried to sleep on that bed, and I was relatively comfortable once I got on the bed. It's kind of like sleeping on a water bed, but not as comfortable. But I went to try to get off this morning, and I face planted
Oh, no.
because I just rolled off and went. I'm like, this is not good.
Well,
The poor dog was tangled in my legs. She went flying. It was really bad.
Too bad.
Because
there was a
I don't-
video.
And I came out here and slept the rest of the night on the
I was
couch.
wondering why you were on the couch because I went in. I went to use the bathroom in the wee hours, and then and I, I thought I heard something, and I guess it was you snoring or something like that. Because then I, went to wash my hands, and then there you were on the couch. I'm like, how did that happen?
Well,
Because when I talked to you last, you were still sleeping in the craft room.
I was like, the couch is not. I'm not getting restful sleep, so I find myself like I'm stitching like this. And I thought, okay, I slept very happily in there when Mary Lou was here, and I'll just go back and sleep in there now that the fan's not there. I guess I didn't blow it up enough or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Plus, it's got a lot of stuff from the bathroom in there, and,
Yeah.
and so it's less than comfortable, let's say. And I need to blow it up again, I guess. And it was so funny this morning. I mean, the dog went flying. I rolled. I didn't actually hit the ground. I did on all fours,
Just kind of rolled out.
Yeah. I was like, ah. And the bad thing about sleeping on the couch out here is that if Beth needs to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, then she comes and turns on the light and to wash her hands, and
Because you can't wash your hands in the bathroom.
because she can't wash her hands in the bathroom. So then Hank wants to get up
Yeah.
because he's like, oh, everybody's up. There's lights on. So then I've been getting up at like 5 in the morning because he's like, obviously it's time to get up. Everybody's up and turning on lights. So,
Oh, gosh. Well, I
and-
don't envy you. I've been there.
and the poor dogs, oh yeah, I know.
Couple
You
times.
spent some time at my house.
Yeah.
You've been there twice.
Yes.
So the poor dogs, when the workmen are here, I put them out back, and they're like, "We're inside dogs. What's going on?"
Honestly, when I lived in Little Rock in my first apartment, it was an apartment in an old turn of the century house, but they had put an addition on the back of the house. So the front of the house was like 2 stories, right? We had big 12-foot ceilings and all that, and the back part of the house, the addition, were like these little 3-story. I mean, they were 3-story tall, these little teeny weeny apartments. And so the apartment behind mine was part of that addition. It was on the back of the original house. And so the space in between the 2 parts of the house, they had put an outdoor closet thing for the water heaters, because we each had individual water heaters. And so my backdoor neighbor, their water heater at some point had leaked or something, and they had it fixed, but nobody told me. And so one day I had a little walk-in closet on what had been the back of the original house that backed on the water heater closet. So the water heater closet here, and my walk-in closet was here. And so one day I walked into my walk-in closet, and the floor of the walk-in closet had a big lump like this, because the plywood underneath the carpet
Oh,
had like
jeez.
swollen up. And and so I was like, what the heck is this? And the carpet felt, damp. And so I called the landlord, and they said, oh yeah, the water heater's making a leak. And so,
Thank you for telling
yes.
me.
They
So-
should have checked, honestly.
yeah, and so I had to pull everything out of the closet, and like I had a chest of drawers in there, and the back of it had like mold on the back where. And then I had like my suitcases and stuff in there, and I think I had a couple of tote bags that I had to throw away
Yep.
because they were mildewy, and then I had a hard side suitcase that I had to like wash down with Lysol or something. And
That's not good. That can make people sick. What if you hadn't seen that?
yeah. And so so then when the workmen came to work on my closet, they had like a circular saw or something to cut out the piece of plywood, and
Oh yeah, your cats got scared.
yeah, my cats were I didn't even think, because the apartment was basically one big room and then the kitchen and bathroom and that walk-in closet. And so the guy went in there and like, zzz, and so the cats like freaked out. And normally their safe space when strangers come in the house, whatever, is the bathroom. But so they went like away from the noise toward the front of the apartment and then circled around. And so they were going to go to the bathroom for their safe space. But as they got to the bathroom, they got closer to the noise, so they ran back the other way. And in that apartment, I had like two really like 9-foot long windows. And the bottom of the windows, they had iron bars because, it was a crappy neighborhood. And so the one cat, my cat Hotspur, got up top of the entertainment center, which is between the two windows. So he was up high up there, but he was still kind of freaked out. And the other cat, Cyrano, got between the iron bars and the screen on the window, and he was like squished in there, like trying to get away from the noise. And so I had to tell the guy, could you stop for a second? And I got the cats out. I like peeled them off because, Cyrano was holding onto the screen like this. So I peeled them off, and I had one carrier that they shared, one big carrier, and I stuffed them in there, and we went outside, and so I was like sitting with them, they were with them on the hood of my car, or whatever, the carrier, and we were all happy for a while. But then the guy came outside because he had to cut a piece of plywood for the roof, so we had to go. It was a mess.
So, my first place that I lived here, the house, it started pouring, and I noticed that the dining room carpet was squishy wet. The dining room carpet was very far from any place where water would come in. I'm looking up. There's no leak in the roof. So I called the landlord. And she says, oh, I'll send somebody. And then she sent me a phone number, not the right phone number. And I'm like, there's a leak somewhere in the house. I had to turn the water off. And it turned out it had been leaking under the sink forever, and I never noticed because I had things under there. And I lost a whole bunch of stuff under the sink. Robert had been sick with asthma and stuff for ages, and I never knew why. I lost a little cabinet, and she told me, well, you're month to month now, so you have to pay to fix it. And I went, no. And then
What does that have to do with anything?
nothing. She just didn't have any money, so she wanted to put it on me. She thought I would be stupid and go, oh, okay. No. So she said, well, you have to leave for me to fix it. You have to leave. Okay. And I packed up and left pretty quickly, and I ended up in this apartment where it would rain in the apartment. Because the people upstairs, their washer would overflow, and it would go through the ceiling and
Where
come
was
down.
that?
And it was at the place where you used
At
to live.
Presidio?
Mhm.
Oh, was that when you moved out of the house?
Uh-huh.
That's when you actually left?
Yeah.
I see.
So I kept asking them to check the ceiling for mold, because we had the mold problem at the other house, right? And they never wanted to. And one day it's leaking down the obviously it went from there all the way across the living room. It's leaking out of the light fixture in the living room. And you've got to fix it. They finally got them a new washing machine instead of keep trying to fix it. But meanwhile, I'm like, there's got to be mold out there.
Yeah.
So when I was moving from there, the whole storage closet was full of mold, and I know that ceiling had to be
Gross.
yeah, and so there was a lot of stuff that I lost in that apartment because of that. So when I found this thing, I was like, yeah, send remediation people now. Yeah. Go ahead and do that, because I want to know that there's nothing in the house. No mold, no water. And I'm glad that we found it so quickly when there was they didn't find any mold, and they had to remove the vanity in the sink because it's, particle board, and it's like a sponge and it sucks up the water, but the floors weren't damaged. The walls, they left the wall behind the toilet. It was fine.
That's good.
Yeah, so
Well, that's good.
could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
I was telling you that it looks like they put plastic over the like plumbing
Press and seal.
whatever. Yeah, and I said it's like press and seal.
Yeah, you have to do that because of the sewer pipe.
Yeah, but I mean because they just put plastic over it, but like you can tell where it's like stuck to the wall. It's like press and seal.
Yeah. That's good. That's good, because you don't want those the fumes from the.
One thing that's weird is that like the tile, that we have, it looks like planking, like wooden plank, but it's actually tile, and I assumed it was like
Laminate.
Yeah, laminate or something, but it's actually tile.
No.
And so in the bathroom, you could sit like where there was, I guess, the original tile.
And it's not grouted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under the vanity, there was tile under there.
A different
And
kind.
so, yeah. And so I guess when they were, taking everything out, they must have there was like little, the tile underneath is kind of broken.
They were really good about
Yeah.
cleaning up everything.
Yeah, but there was like a little shard. One time I was walking down there and I stepped on something and I just kind of rubbed the bottom of my foot across the top of my foot to because whatever was stuck whatever, and so then I went to my came off whatever, so I went to my room and I was lying in there and then at some point I think I got up to go to the bathroom again later on. And I saw the top of my foot had like a little bloody spot on it. And I was like, oh no! And I said, did I was the bottom of my foot cut or something? Because I just assumed I had smeared blood from the bottom of my foot on the top of my foot, and so I was like, by this I think I noticed it when I was in the bathroom. So I was like, trying to look at the bottom of my foot. I'm like, there's no cut there, and so I walked the blood off the top of my foot, and there's like a little seep, because I guess whatever that piece of tile or something must have cut the top of my foot.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like,
I better go soon, but I have a funny story to tell you that I had forgotten. We were at dinner, I guess when Hannah was here, and over Christmas time, and we were talking about. So it was Mark, and I remember Hannah, and I think Eli was there, and we were talking about like dripping stuff on yourself, and I was like, you know what, I should come out with a line of bibs for adults, and they were both like, no, you shouldn't, and I'm like, I'm gonna call them Bobs and Babs. You could have Bobs for men, men's designs, and Babs for women, and Mark's like, you could do one of those infomercials. He's like, do you drop food on yourself? Those infomercials where they're like trying to eat. Do you drop food on yourself? Well, you need a Bob. Anyway, he's so funny. Because those stupid infomercials where they're just trying to open a jar and they throw it in the air.
It was very funny.
Or the one where I remember those it was a commercial for some kind of egg scrambler.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, do you have horrible runny eggs? And the people are like, ew. I'm like,
Just cook it more.
how stupid
The
do you
worst
have to
possible.
be?
But it's not even funny. It's just like, I mean, that's
Yeah.
not even that. It's just like the worst possible actors you could
Yes.
possibly have. Or like, I remember one. It was something about some kind of dish or something, and they showed you like stirring in a frying pan, and it was just like. Made me laugh. Anyway, I'm gonna come out with a line of bobs and babs for y'all, so you can keep your clothes clean while you're eating. Well, thanks for joining us again. Thanks for being so sweet and understanding while we took a break last week, and we hope your March is off to a good start. Hope you're warm and not buried under snow, and not as warm as us. So, we will see you next time. Bye.
Oh,
Hi,
Rogue says bye
Rogue
also.
says bye. Hi.
She's
Yes,
a
we're
hot
done
dog.
now. We're done, okay?
Okay,
Hi.
bye.